Testing, testing. Now you can hear me. Okay. Take that out. Okay. Let's see. Testing. All I'm gonna say. How is this happening? Okay.
There is revenue share.
Okay. Sorry for the delay there. I had to figure out how to get this set up, but I think now it's recording and the microphone's working. But if you are online, please let me know if you cannot see my screen or hear me at any point. Wait, is this the right? Wait, that's the 8th. What is happening? Nope. Okay. Okay, I think I'm in the right spot. I don't know how I got here per se, but I think I'm good. At least I'm recording, I think. Okay. So, hi, welcome to the advanced website class. We are going to focus on SEO. So, SEO stands for search engine optimization. And what that basically means is when you're Googled, how high up on the Google search does your website appear? So the goal of today's class is to try to push those command websites as far up on Google searches as possible. And the way we do this is through content. So content is king when it comes to SEO, meaning as much content as we can add to the command website, the more we can do, the more the increased SEO will be. So the more searchable your website will be. And the reason behind that is because the real estate market and real estate websites are very saturated with real estate content, of course. So if you search for something on Google that's real estate related, well, every agent in the nation is going to have that kind of content. So the competition for being on top search on Google is a lot harder. So the idea is to think about things outside of real estate. They can still be in relation to it. So, for example, posting things about Charlotte events or Charlotte businesses opening. That's going to brand you as a local expert. Like only the top state, while trying to kind of think outside the box of what they could be searching on Google, that might make your website pop up. So for that Charlotte events example, if someone Googles Charlotte events and your website has a blog about upcoming Charlotte events driven to your website other than just buying or selling needs. So that's the idea about the content, having content on your website. And these newer websites, I'm really excited about because of the blog tool that it has in there. So versus like the old sites, these new sites make blog posting a lot easier, which again is great for SEO. So we're going to talk about how we can add content to our website, the different kinds of content we can add to our website. And then we're also going to talk through, at the end of class, we're going to talk through some follow-up systems that I highly recommend setting up. And these follow-up systems, I don't think enough agents in our Market Center, one, know about, but also definitely don't utilize to the top of its abilities. So if you're watching this recording or you're in class today, I think this is going to help take you a step ahead of other people in regards to your follow-up plans. So first and foremost, I'm Jules. I'm the Market Center Tech here at Keller Williams Valentine. If you ever want to book a 30-minute one-on-one appointment with us about anything I go over today, you can come to kwbresources.com and click I need tech help in the top right corner, and that will bring you right to our calendar so you can book an appointment with us. For the most part today, we will be in command, which is at agent.kw.com. And here we can log in with our KW credentials. Now, I did just have a website 101 class on Tuesday, so a lot of the more basic features of the command site we're not going to talk about today. I will review a couple things very quickly just because they're so important. But if you do need to go through any of these steps more slowly, go back to the recording on Tuesday for Tech Tuesday, and that will walk you through upgrading your website as well as doing some basic edits on the website. Okay. So the first spot I'm going to take us is going to be the marketing profile. So click on your name in the top right and go to settings. Then connect settings on the left-hand side and marketing profile. So this was something we definitely talked about last class, pulling from. So if you see a different headshot or a different phone number, this is where that's pulling from. So if you make any of these changes here, just be sure to scroll all the way down to the very bottom and click Save. At the very bottom of the marketing profile, you're going to find the Google Analytics ID. So what that's doing is this allows you to track your website engagement. So by setting this up, you're able to see how many people are going to your website, how many people are clicking on your website, etc. Setting this up is actually very easy because we have Scott Marketing. So if you email, and I'll just go ahead and do this like as an example. If we send an email, let's sign out. If we send an email, we're just going to go to Gmail and compose a new email and send that to support@scottleroymarketing.com. Again, that's support@scottleroymarketing.com. For the subject, go ahead and put Google Analytics setup. And then there's two things that they need to set this up. They need your command login. So you can say, hi, SLM. Oops. Please set up Google Analytics for my command website. Spell things right. Sorry. And then all they need is the command login. So put your command login here and your KW email login. Keyboard is lagging. So those are the two things they need, your command login and your KW email login. And then they're able to set this up for you. Now, typically with your KW email, depending on how you have that set up, that requires like a verification code for them to get signed into your account. So just be on the lookout for a reply to email asking if you're available for a verification code so that they can finish this setup for you. But they can do this all for you. And once this is set up, you're going to be able to go to analytics.google.com and see all your website traffic here, analytics.google.com. So first step, email Scott Leroy. Second step, check analytics.google.com. After about 48 hours, it starts tracking that. So thankfully with Scott Leroy, setting this up is easier than ever. And I do recommend having it because why not have this tool available to you so that you can check on these reports. All right, I'm going to move to the consumer section, which is going to be that last icon on the left-hand side. And they've recently made an update to the name of this section. So if yours says websites here, that's the same spot. So let's just click on that last icon on the left-hand side. Now, under this edit agent website, that's going to bring us to a basic view. We're going to focus today on the expert mode since this is the advanced class. I do want to click over here to settings to again show you where these settings are sitting for your website because they did move recently. And we went over this on Tuesday. So from here, you can go, so where we are, consumer settings, and we click edit my website, that will bring us right to our dashboard. Or we can go to this spot in two places. So clicking here will bring us to our expert mode dashboard. But if you clicked on this instead, no worries. You can also click expert mode in the top right. And this is where we're trying to get to once it loads. And for those of you online, let me know if you have any questions at any point. Feel free to put that in the chat or even unmute yourself and you can ask. Okay, so I might have to zoom out. So if your screen is like super big and it's not giving you the option to explore on my own, that's what I'm looking for here. So I did need to zoom out a little bit to see that. But go ahead and click explore on my own. And then you can always take the tour anytime you want by clicking that button in the top right corner. So your domain name displays right on top here, and this is your KW subdomain name. And because of this .kw.com in there, site branding is purchasing a domain name. So for example, our company has a domain name, JuLeahDesigns.com. And I'm able to point that domain name anywhere. So including this command website if I would like. So if that's something, and that's something that's really great for SEO as well, because unfortunately, because of that .kw.com, it like clumps together all the other websites that end in this way. So instead of viewing like your first and last name .kw.com, it's only seeing the kw.com at the end. So every agent that utilizes a .kw.com website, when you're searched, it kind of clumps all together these searches, the command websites. So if you went to GoDaddy.com, that's the one we purchased our domain name from. Now there's other platforms like Google domains, etc. But if you go there and you purchase a domain name, for example, I could purchase JulesMay.com if that's available. And once I purchase that, then I can point it to the command website. And that's when Scott Leroy comes in clutch again. That's something they're able to do. And it's also great for signage and print. So a lot of times, like if an agent puts this on their sign, that when someone's driving by, they definitely miss that .kw.com in there. So that does help with print as well. So getting a domain name, I would definitely recommend, especially if you're planning to really brand your website and try to boost its SEO. That's maybe one of the main things you can do. And it starts at like $12 a year. I think it's like $1 a month. So definitely worth the investment. So the first step would be to go to GoDaddy.com and find a domain name that you like and purchase it. So whether that be, your first and last name.com, and you purchase that. Then once you purchase that domain name, we can shoot Scott Leroy Marketing an email. Thank you, Scott Leroy. So support@scottleroymarketing.com. For subject, go ahead and put domain forwarding. And now the things they need to set this up, please forward my domain to my command website. They just need your command login, your domain registrar, or where you set that up. So like GoDaddy in this example. Your GoDaddy username and password, and then your GoDaddy username and password. If you use that, as well as the domain name you're looking to forward. So in this example, that would be julesmay.com. So as long as you have these items and send that over, they're going to be able to forward that to the command website, meaning anytime I were to go to julesmay.com, that would take me to the command website. And similarly with Google Analytics verification code, GoDaddy will always prompt for verification code. So just be on the lookout for a reply to email prompting for that time-sensitive code. If you would like to book an appointment with us to discuss any of these options, feel free. Okay, so now we talked about domain names. So let's talk about adding content to our website. So last class, we were able to add these templates to our website. But now let's talk about more custom content that not every agent is going to have on their website to really make you stand out. Oh, but before we add custom content, I do want to run through the homepage one more time and just very quickly talk about a couple things. So under each module, so to expand a module, we just click on it and that's going to expand that section. So on Tuesday, we talked about adding custom images to our site, custom banner images to make that more speak to our brand. Under featured properties, so expand that out. For compliance purposes, so where I'm under featured listings, and then I'm going to expand this drop down one more time. So featured listings by, we're going to want to turn on both of these toggles. For compliance purposes, we can only market out our brokerage's listings. So by turning on this toggle, this will save you compliance-wise because it will only pull from our brokerage. And I did research what would happen if I toggled both. So you can toggle both, and it's going to display both your listings as well as the brokerage ones. But it's going to sort it by recently updated. So you might not see your listing display first, unless that was like the most recently updated in our entire office. So if that's the case, you can also pin listings to the front of this list. So whichever listing you pin here, that's going to display right at the front. So if you're having a listing that you're looking to promote, I might recommend pinning that listing. And unless you're an agent that has like 3 listings at a time at all times, I would definitely click on this brokerage listing option. That way your website becomes more of a tool, like seeing those featured properties right on the homepage. It's just great for branding you as a real estate agent and to show value of your website. So I personally would recommend just turning both of these toggles on and letting the sorting do its thing. And just come in here and pin any listings that you wish. Under testimonials, how we get those to display on our homepage, we can add featured testimonials here. And now this drop-down list will show anyone who has left the testimonial on your website, but you can also create new ones from here as well. So whether those are on your Google business page, wherever your reviews are sitting, you can always add the good ones here so that these display on your homepage. All right, I know that was fast, but that's because we did it on Tuesday. So if you have any questions on that, just feel free to email us or watch that recording from Tuesday. All right, and then the last thing is the My Blog module. And on the right-hand side, this is what we're looking at. And really the thing we're switching out here is the main blogs that display first. But we're gonna come back here once we add a couple blogs to our website. So let's just click save. And return back the dashboard. Okay, let's add some custom content to our website. First, I'm going to talk through iframing onto the website because this new experience now makes that very easy and very cool. So with any website that you see, outside of the KW stuff, so I'm going to do KW Cares as this example. So any website that you're looking to add to your website, you can do with just a couple clicks. All you need is the URL. So let's go up here and copy this. And then we're going to go back into command. And we're going to click that plus icon near the top of the page. And then we're going to find iframe embed module and click on it. So it does need an internal name, but that's just so you know what it is. So no one sees this except you. And the URL. Those are the 2 things that we need. And once you put in that URL, it goes ahead and iframes this for you. So it does this codings to allow you to put it on your website. Now, if you are going through this and you put it in a URL and it's like, it shows like a broken page symbol, or it's just like not working properly, this actually depends on this website's permission settings. So in this example, this matters about kwcares.com's permission settings and if they allow you to iframe that. So some websites permission settings don't allow you to iframe. So it depends on this website, not your command website. But let's go ahead and click publish in the top right. And that's going to add this iframe to your content manager. So now we can return back to the dashboard. So this hasn't added it to your website yet, though. We have just added this to your content manager so that you can grab from this for your custom pages. So when we click the search icon, for example, this is searching your content manager. So I can see right here my iframe content, So to make this live on your site, we're just going to add that content to a custom page. So to easily do that, we can click on custom page here under quick start. Just a heads up, you're going to find the same option under this plus icon of custom page. That's what we're looking for. And let's give this a title. It's going to display on the top of this page as well as in your menu bar. And then scroll down a bit. So it does allow you to add a background image if you would like here. But I'm just going to scroll right below it to add to page contents and add module. There we go. When we click add module, we're going to go to the bottom and we're going to click on iframe embed. And then from this drop down, we're going to see our KW Cares option that we just added. And on the right-hand side, you're going to see that preview. So there you go. Now you have this on your website as well to really make your website a tool. Well. So I got an error, but that's because I already have this website on my, or this page on my website, so it's not letting me add it again. But those are the steps, and you should see a green bar up here to let you know you did it correctly. So that's how easy it is. If you find any website out there that you want on your website, you can iframe it right to your website so easily. And now, for example, if I go to my website, like my live site, I'm going to see this under more in KW Cares. And if Red Day's coming up and I want to share with my sphere or on social media about KW Cares, I can copy and share this URL so that they can read all about it while driving traffic back to your website. So this is now on your website so that you can share this with others. Any questions on that? Okay. Awesome. So now let's talk through adding videos to your website because that will be a good one as well. I'm just going to use this tab and I'm going to do YouTube as the example today. And I'm going to search for Keller Williams just to see what content they have out there. But if you're an agent that uses that uses YouTube, you can, for example, post your videos onto your website. And these will be the steps. Hold on. I just want to see if there's a playlist on one. Okay. Nope. Ooh, okay. So I like that. So you can absolutely put one video onto your website. And let's go through that example first. But I'm also going to talk through how to put a playlist on your website, which is a bit more ideal because one, you wouldn't have to go switch that out. Like, for example, with the market stats, that's not going to auto update to August if we put this video on our site. But with playlists, that does auto update, which is going to be great for SEO and great for our workload. But let me do one video first, just to show that example, like in case you have like a virtual tour or anything like that on YouTube. So we're first going to click on the video we want to put on our website. And then we're going to click this share icon. And then we're going to copy this. Then back in command. Let's go back to our dashboard, which we can get to by clicking that logo in the top left. And we're going to go through similar steps here, except we're going to scroll down So we click the plus icon at the top, but now we're going to go to video and YouTube URL. Let's give it a name. We know what it is. Oh, wait, sorry. I thought that was the name, but this is the URL at the top. So let's paste that in instead and then give it the name here. Oh, looks like it already pulls the title for us. And then click publish in the top right. So again, we just added that video to our content manager. It's not live on our site yet until we add it to a custom page. So let's go back to the dashboard. We can click return to dashboard, or again, click the logo to go back. And now let's do custom page. Give it a title, market stats, for example. Scroll down here to add module. Now we're looking for video, oh, left-hand side, video module. And we're going to be able to pull that right from our content manager here. Once we click on that. And we can click publish. And that's how easy it is to get a video on your site. Now first add the video to our content manager and then just switch this out with the new video that we added. So that would be more of a manual update to switch that out for video. But that's why playlists might be a really great thing to add, because that's auto updated within YouTube. So as they're updating that playlist, that will auto update on your website. Oh, but I actually don't know if we're able to do that. So let's find out together. Because that video module looked like it was just that one. So where I'm going to is like playlists, and I'm going to click on the playlist. And then if I click these three, oh no. Okay, I thought maybe they took away that option. Huh. Let me see if I go to, like, will this be the full thing? No. Okay. Well, I'm not sure how to go through those steps now, so I'll do some research on that, because I do like the playlist option again for SEO. And I believe there's a way to share those to your website. And I think we would just have to iframe it instead of use the video module, because it looks like that video module is just prompting for one URL. So if that's something that really interests you, feel free to book with us and we can kind of talk through the pros and cons and the how behind that if you're utilizing playlists. Okay, so now we're going to do a blog post example. And then before we end today's class, I do want to talk about those follow-up systems that I really, really recommend. Okay, so let's go to the blog post idea. So what I'm going to use for this example is what's going on in Charlotte. That's one people really care about, and that provides a lot of value for people. So I'm going to pull up a couple resources here. One is going to be ChatGPT, my best friend, especially for blog posts. You know I'm not writing on that. And then the other thing I'm going to have open that I really like as a Charlotte resource is Axios. So of course, if you have another platform you use for your Charlotte news, use whatever you'd like. This is just a good one for Charlotte. Wow, look at that. And we're going to click on whichever option we want to add to our website. So let's just do this one that came right up. Charlotte ranks high for recent college grads seeking jobs. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to copy this. Copy. Then I'm going to go to ChatGPT. And I always start my ChatGPT's prompts with act as a real estate agent, so that I can put the AI's framework into this industry. And write a blog for my website using this content. Then paste that in, what we just copied. Click it. And now it will rewrite this article. One, it will rewrite it so you don't have to worry about, like, plagiarism on that part. But then also it will write it in a blog format. So what I would do at this point, I would definitely read through it if I had more time, with class, but I would read through it to make sure, one, it sounds right, also that it sounds like maybe you have your own tone. But we can copy this by clicking this icon. Now I'm going to jump back into command. And I'm going to do this as a blog post. So that's going to be that first option here under quick start. Again, if we click that plus icon, we're going to get the same option up here. And I'm going to go ahead and just paste this in. Oh, and it's doing those stars because it's bold. And it just didn't bold it. So let's be on the lookout. Let's see, what are those? Oh. And then, yeah, it looks like it's just because it's trying to format these. So just be on the lookout for these kind of things right here. And make sure that copies and pastes correctly. But it's still, if this is the biggest part of what we have to do for this, it's not too bad. Why there's so many sections. And just a heads up, with ChatGPT, you can always respond back to it, like just as an example, and just rewrite this shorter in a more casual tone, just to show you what I can do here. So yeah, you can always talk back to it if you're looking for kind of something else. Oh, good, we're at the conclusion. Okay, perfect. So we got that in. So then it is prompting for a headline. So I'm just going to use this top headline. And I kind of want to see how that's going to look on the right-hand side. So I can see what I'm looking for I'm going to maybe leave the subheader blank for now, just to see how that goes. And then we do want to put a hero image or video here to make this more engaging. And for that, I would recommend just using stock images. So we talked through that when we talked about those hero images on the site, using stock images. I use pexels.com, and you're able to search for anything here without the copyright issue. So once that loads, I think this is going to be a Charlotte pick. It's just taking a second to load here. I'm looking to download this image. Oh, that was a great image, actually. Perfect. So back to our blog post, we're going to add module. I'm going to do image. And we might, since we didn't add it to our content manager first, like we did in our past examples, we can just do that from here by clicking new image in the bottom left. Choose. Searching now our downloads. And save. Okay. Now, once we have that saved with that green banner, that's always what we're looking for. We can go back, and now that should pull right in. Ta-da! And here's our blog post. Click publish. And that wasn't too bad. So, if you utilize the right tools like ChatGPT, it doesn't have to be too long of a process while still boosting your SEO like crazy. Now, if anybody Googles something along those lines, guess what shows up? Your real estate website. So that's just the why, again, the why behind the content is king. So this is now live on our website. And just so I can show you guys, refresh. It's going to be on our blog post, but if we want to feature that on our homepage, we're going to want to go edit that on our actual homepage. So we'll see that's added, but those buyer guides stay as the pinned ones. So if we're wanting to change that up, we can go to our homepage and we can change this one to our post. And we'll see on the preview here that this is going to change then to our featured. So we can feature that on our homepage, and then as well as we can go to our blog list page and reorder them from here too. So this is where we can reorder those. So if we just remove those, honestly, we can, I believe, since it's sorting by newest published date, yeah, it will automatically do that for you. Okay, cool. Any questions on that, on the blog posting? So if I could give you homework for today, like after today's class, I might recommend to sit down and write out 3 blog posts. And I would recommend maybe as you're starting your blogging journey, trying to pick things that are a little more evergreen, meaning that, not per se like upcoming events, but like this Charlotte, a top destination for recent college grad. That doesn't really matter about the time that they're looking at this. That's a very evergreen blog post versus current interest rates. That way it's just less maintenance on the blog side for you. So I might recommend trying to look at topics like that first. And then, if that becomes more a part of your day-to-day business, then you can jump into the more timely things. So I know we only have 5 minutes here, but I want to talk through that lead follow-up. So I might go a little over today, and we started a little late, so that's okay. And talking about the open house sign-in page on the website, which is one of the coolest tools on the new site, as well as that follow-up system and how to set that up correctly. So what the website can do is you can create a sign-in page right from your website so that when open house leads come in and they sign up on this page, 1, their lead information goes right into command. And 2, we can even set it up so that they receive an email or a text message as soon as they submit that saying thanks for coming to the open house and following up with them. So let's start with how to create the open house sign-in page from your website. The first step, we're going to go to our live site. So in a new tab, go ahead and open up your site. And now we're going to search for the open house listing address. So I'm just going to find one real quick. And just a side tip real quick, when you're searching on your website, always click on the option from the drop down. It will give you better results than if you just click enter or search. And you may have to just wait a second for it to for you to see your option from the drop down, but I'll show you the why behind that. So if I clicked on the drop down in that example, so you see how it's like in this bubble? That's letting me know I did it right. But if I were to just do like type in Charlotte, NC, and not click on that drop down and just click search or enter, now it says like near Charlotte, NC. So yeah. So I think it's best to, like, when you're doing your searches, always wait for the drop down to update and click from there, and it's going to give you better results. All right, let me go find an open house. Okay. So our first step, again, is to find or search for our actual listing. So if you typed in the address from here, we'd want to click on that drop down for your listing. Or if you do it this way, where we're searching for it and it becomes in this list with the map on the right-hand side, we can also click on our listing to bring us to the same spot. But we're trying to get to this listing page, which will have all the photos on it, all the details, all of this pulling right from the MLS. So once we have the property page pulled up on our website, we're going to go to the very end of this URL and type in open house. So again, we went to the very end of it. We did / open house, click enter. And it's going to reconfigure this URL to be an open house landing page. So we see agents use this URL and pull this up on their iPad or laptop and just have it on the island for people to sign in here. Another thing we see agents do as well is make a QR code with this URL. So if I wanted to do that, I could copy that URL, Google QR code generator. The one we use, but they're all going to be the same. We paste in our URL here. We download that. I know I'm flying through this, so if you have questions on how to do this part, book with us or shoot us an email. Did that download? I think it, oh, there we go. Download this. Then we could print this out and frame it. So you could throw this on like a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document and say, welcome to the open house, and post this in. And let me just go through the full steps so that we all feel good about this. So we could go to Drive, for example, if we don't have Microsoft, and sign in with their KW email, do Google Docs. Give it a name so we know what's going on here. Oops, I meant to put that here. Perfect. Open. Okay. And then we could say, welcome to the open house. Nice and big and centered. Bold it. We're going to center it. Please scan to sign in. Lower. Okay. Okay. And then at this point, I could go down here. We're going to do insert image, upload from computer, and just put in that QR code. And then, so alternatively, so you could have that page just open sitting on the island on like your iPad or something, or we could do it like so, print this out and have this on the island so they can scan with their phone to sign in. So that's the how on creating the open house sign-in page. Now, to get it to automatically text them or email them as soon as they sign up on this page, there's one extra setting that we're going to need to set up. So I'm going to just like go back to the home of command, like going to agent.kw.com. And I'm gonna click on my name in the top right, go to settings, then command settings on the left-hand side, contacts, and lead management. So I know that's a lot of steps. We're under settings, command settings, contacts, and lead management. And this is where we can set up rules based off lead source. But actually, before we set up this rule, we need to have our follow-up system in ready and created before we set up this rule. So sorry to jump, but I'm gonna now jump to smart plans to set up our follow-up plan. Now, luckily, KW creates an open house follow-up. But in case that's not already in your command, I'm going to show you how to find it. So first, we can exit this if you have this pop up too, but we don't need to. So I just you search see if you are a newer agent, you should have this with onboarding. Look up open house. Okay. The KW one is called My Open House Follow Up. So if you have that one, stay put, stay on the screen. If you don't have this option, follow me to the library on the top white toolbar. And we're gonna have this, so we're looking under Keller Williams Smart Plans. So under these featured ones, sorry. Okay, under these featured ones, scroll down a little bit. We're looking for these Keller Williams Smart Plans. And then use these arrows on the right-hand side to move us down until we see the open house follow-up smart plan and click add smart plan. And download each of these. I'm not going to be able to because I already have it, but just download each of these smart plans and then click the X. Okay. And once you have that downloaded, we can go back over to my smart plans. And if you just right at the top for you, win for mine. Actually does matter with the open house. Open house utilizes JuLeah, which allows you to send text messages to contacts. So that might be something to think about if you are planning to use this open house follow-up at a high level. And feel free to, of course, book with us if you'd like to talk through like pros and cons of JuLeah. But to the far right of the open house follow-up, click the pencil icon so we can open that up to see what it's doing here. Yeah. So I updated mine. So by default, the first step is a texting step. But if you're someone who does not want to utilize JuLeah or don't plan to, or just want to set this up to go ahead and just like start working right away, what I did was, so this is how it was like set up prior. You can click on the step you're looking to delete, like so, and delete it. So I deleted the texting step. And then I click and drag an email step over and just put in what I wanted the email to say. So I have the subject as thank you for coming to the open house. Let me know if you have any questions or would like further details sent to you. So automatically now, when they fill out that open house sign-in page, this is the email that I'm planning to have sent to them. Then it's going to wait a day. And then it's going to give you a task notification to send them a personalized email. So it doesn't automatically do that because we'll see here, this is a task. But it does give you a task for the reasoning of allowing you to personalize that email versus like sending an automated one. And then it's going to wait 2 days. And then it's going to remind you to call this lead. And it's going to wait 3 more days, and then it can text them if you have JuLeah set up. It's going to wait a few more days, remind you to call them again, wait a few more days, text them again. And any of these steps that, it's maybe too much, like you don't plan to reach out to them that often. We can click on any of these steps and click delete to remove them from the smart plan. And we can even click on that day to just remove this day in general. So now that day won't even happen. So then it will wait a few more days. It's going to give you a task again to email them. If you are wanting this to be an automated email, so if you're not planning to send out a personalized email, you could change this step to be an email. So we could drag that in. And I'm just going to put something here so that I can add this step in. And it looks like, are you still shopping is like the plan of this one. So maybe I make this into an automated email. Maybe say something like that. I would always recommend putting your name at the end of these emails so they know who this is coming from, and maybe even your contact information so that they can get in touch with you ASAP. And then click Save Changes. So now this would, on this day, could automatically send this email. So I'll just delete this step and like that. So that should walk you through too how to replace any texting steps with an email step too. Same steps apply. Delete. We add in that step prior to add the step. So I add it first, then I go to the actual like text. I copy it so I don't have to think of words. Then I pencil icon, paste that in. If you are copying and pasting words tags, so I would recommend like deleting those and adding them like so that there's bubbles so we feel good about that. You can delete the step. So now it's just sending an email instead of utilizing Twilio text messages. Okay. So once we've created our follow-up plan, so anytime we think follow-up, we think of smart plans. And we can create smart plans in this section, but I like from scratch. So let's click that X icon. And once we feel good about our follow-up, now we can set that rule. So let's go back through those steps. We're going to click our name, go to settings. We're going to do command settings on the left-hand side and contacts and lead management. We're going to do create rule. And for open house, let's just give it the open house rule. Now for the lead source, to set this up, what we're looking for is open house site. This specifically, and not these options, like if you do get all those options, we're looking for specifically the one that has site in parentheses. And that's what these open house landing pages, that's the lead source for those. So we can auto tag anyone who comes in on this form. So give them an open house tag, for example, and auto assign them to a smart plan, which again, that's what's going to trigger that follow-up system to happen as soon as they submit that form. Great rule. And that's set up. So that was the advanced website class. If you have any questions, because I know I flew through a lot of those things as we ran out of time at the end. If you have any questions on doing any of that, feel free to book an appointment with us. So at kwbresources.com, Clicking I need tech help in the top right corner, that will bring you right to our Calendly so you can book an appointment with us and we can go through any of that slower or together and even add content together for it. So feel free to utilize us as a resource for your website, and definitely recommend setting up some lead follow-ups or under that lead management section. And I know today we just did the open house example, but kind of try to brainstorm other ways you can utilize that tool. And then feel free again to book with us and we can set that up together. So thank you so much for coming today or watching this recording. If you have any questions, our email is contact@juleahdesigns.com. And we're happy to help. Thanks again.